I'm going to prep my face with the Cube here, the Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements pre-shave soap. This is the mentholated version, and I will be right back. Well, hello there. I've already lathered up my Avon Gentleman's Regiment brush, and my soap is going to be this Wild West Shaving Company Doc Holliday soap. And my razor is going to be this Twist to Open Pearl Open Comb razor. In there, on its third use, I will have a Personna Lab Blue blade. And let's see here. I've lathered up in this Morocco brand scuttle with the 1909 Rolls Royce on it. And let me see if I can get a lather going here. I hope you're all doing well out there, and I hope you are well out there. So let me see what I can get done here. Perfect size brush for those little pucks. Oh, getting some lather all over. There we go. A little dab of water on here. I'll get going here. I'll wet the razor. And we'll go for pass number 1 with the grain here. I flipped this blade after the second use. Let me make sure I got the doors down tightly. Okay, so far so good, folks. And I'll rinse the razor. Okay. I usually shave every day, but this is a little over 2 days worth of growth. I guess I figure when I'm self-isolating, who's going to see me anyway? This blade's already a little tuggy after only 2 uses and being flipped. I usually get a lot of uses out of these Personna blades, but maybe not this one. Plus, I've got more growth this time on my face. Okay. This cube has a lot of charcoal in it. That's why I made the remark about I didn't want you to think I was coming to you in blackface. The charcoal will make your face black for a moment until you shave it off. Their ice cube, which is also mentholated, that's why they call it the ice cube. It's more of a greenish color, I think because it has some cactus, oh, I forget what it is. Sorry, the brain's not working right. Jojoba or this, that, and the other thing in it, but it also has some charcoal in it, activated charcoal. It just doesn't make your face as black as this one does. Prickly pear, that's what I was trying to say. Prickly pear is what it has in it, I believe. And I think that's a type of cactus. It seems to me that the pre-shaves being sold by PAA are very good. I've only tried a few of them, but the ones I've tried seem to be noteworthy. As in, you might want to put them on your wish list. Or just go ahead and buy them straight away. Okay, that's the first pass all done. I'll come back to you for the second pass, freshly lathered, I hope, and we'll go across the grain. Well, hi there again. The scent notes on this soap, let's see here, they're written down somewhere. Well, mulled apple cider is the main, there you go, the main scent in this. Scents of mulled apple cider, and pretty good ingredients in here, including borax, I think. Let me see if this was one of the pucks that had borax in it. Well, I don't see it on here, but he did start adding borax to his soaps. Sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, coconut oil, castor, glycerin, water, stearic acid, tallow. I'm not reading these in any particular order. Fragrance, bentonite clay. Pretty good stuff. He's no longer making soaps though. Russell Barton, the proprietor of this company, Wild West Shaving Company, he had some health problems and so he's not doing soaps anymore. But anyway, let me wet the razor and then we'll go across the grain here. Here we go. I spent a little bit more time during the break there, or during the cutaway, making a better lather with this little brush, the Avon Gentleman's Regiment brush, which I don't think they make anymore, which is a shame. It's a boar brush, boar bristle. Yeah, that brush is perfect for those smaller pucks of soap. I may start using it more. I'd only used it once or twice before. And when I first got it, I was afraid it wasn't going to be any good because some of the bristles were coming out of it. But it seems to have stabilized now. That is to say, there don't seem to be more bristles falling out of it. Excuse me. Okay, good lather. and a scent strength of about 5 out of 10 or 2.5 out of 5. The scent strength's right where you'd want it to be with these soaps. The scent strength is nice, but not peeling the paint off the walls. So that's a good thing, I think. A nice, hearty, robust scent, but nothing overpowering. Okay. Now that I've done one pass, this feels a lot better now, this blade. Oops, I got a little weeper there. Oopsie, oopsie. But I think I can live with that. I'll be right back. Just had to rinse the razor. This isn't too bad. I think some cold water will make this weeper stop. So I'm not too worried about it. I might have been too heavy-handed. Especially once I got that first bit of stubble off on the first pass. Okay. I guess I'm not too conversational right now. I'm just in the middle of a pretty nice shave, and I'm not sure what to say in these trying times in which we live. I hope no one has lost anyone they know to this virus. And if you have, my sincere condolences if you have. They're struggling to get enough ventilators and masks in New York City here. And in other places, I'm sure. Okay, I'm going to pop away for a second, but I'll come back to you freshly lathered, I hope, for pass number 3, Against the Grain. Doc Holliday, incidentally, Wyatt Earp's friend, who was a gambler. Wyatt wasn't, but this guy was. He was originally a dentist, Doc Holliday was, in Georgia. He contracted consumption, which is tuberculosis, and his doctor told him to go west. So I believe he and Wyatt Earp met in Dodge City, Kansas. There's a map of Dodge City there. And that was when Wyatt Earp was sheriff of Dodge City. And they moved on out to Tombstone, Arizona, and other fame. So, okay, time to go across the grain here. Oh, I mean, not across the grain. I already did that. It's against the grain, isn't it, right now? Shame on me. I knew something was wrong, but I'll try to remedy it. Very nice. Usually on this pass I start on my neck, but I'll go ahead and do the face here. Wyatt Earp lived long enough to be a technical advisor, if you want to call it that, and I think even a director maybe, in Hollywood movies, Hollywood westerns, going back to the silent era. Okay. Dodge City, where Wyatt Earp and Doc Holliday met, that was the queen of the cow towns because it lasted for something like 10 seasons of the cattle drives. And just for good measure, there's a map of Kansas, and you can see Dodge City was pretty far west. As civilization and the quarantine line between the regular cattle and the longhorns that were driven north from Texas, as that imaginary line moved east, or moved west, I should say, Dodge City was one of the last places, I guess, for that line to reach. So, let's see here. I'm streaming news in the other room, old news from the other day about the coronavirus and all of that. I'm trying to keep up on things. So you might be able to hear my television on in the living room. All right. Continuing here. Not a bad razor, and one of the first open comb razors I ever had. I ordered this off eBay, which was the only easy way I could find to order any pearl razors at the time. Okay, so far so good. It's time to break away, but I'll come right back with the crazy clock and it'll be pickup time. It's pickup time, everybody. Yay. All right. Here we go. Okay. Nice smelling and nice performing soap, and a nice slickness to it as well, which would go under performance, I understand. But as a separate category of performance, it's got the slickness as well as the protection and so forth. Okay, excuse me. Just gonna get a couple of trouble spots here. Trouble areas. Got this one spot that doesn't ever want to come BBS, but I might be able to get it a little better anyway. By the ear and along the jawline there. And that side's not so bad. Okay, I guess I'm about done there. So I'm going to pop away again. I'm going to rinse the razor, the brush, and my face, and I'll come back with our good friend, Mr. Towel. Okay, here's our good friend, Mr. Towel. He's here to mop up. Yeah, nice shave. And pretty close to BBS too. And that soap leaves your face pretty nice and smooth, so you don't necessarily need balms and things, but I'm going to use some anyway, just because I like to, I guess. But first, a bit of a recap. I started off, I prepped my face with the PAA Original Cube pre-shave soap, and this is a mentholated one. And my razor was the Twist to Open Comb, a pearl razor with the black handle. In there on its third use was a Personna Lab Blue blade. My soap was the Wild West Shaving Company Doc Holliday. Wild West shaving soaps are no longer made, unfortunately. And I lathered up in this Morocco brand with the Rolls-Royce 1909 vintage picture on there. My brush was this Avon Gentleman's Regiment brush, a boar brush. And let's see, I guess I'm not forgetting anything, so I'm going to apply some of the Thayers Lavender Witch Hazel now. This is a toner. It doesn't have any alcohol in it. If it had alcohol, it would be an astringent, but this is a toner. Very light lavender scent. So it shouldn't clash with anything. Unless you have an extremely sophisticated schnozola, you might not be able to smell the lavender at all. Or it might actually enhance or highlight some of the other notes. Okay, now I'm going to put on some of the Family Dollar Spice aftershave, which you're supposed to compare to Old Spice. And some people say this may be more authentic than the Old Spice being sold nowadays. So Get a little bit of that going on the wrists, behind the ears, on the temples, back of the neck. There's a little sting there because that has alcohol in it. And I used quite a bit of it. Nice Old Spice type scent. And finally, I'm going to finish up today with the Nivea Men Original Post-Shave Balm. No parabens and very quick to absorb. And you only need a little bit. That might be too much right there. So I'm going to be shiny for a minute or two, but this stuff does absorb pretty quickly. And that's about it. We're about done here. Very nice. Hey, thank you for watching. I hope you're all doing well and are going to be well and stay well out there. Stay inside, stay indoors unless you absolutely have to go out. Social distance, you know all that. God help us all, but please come back here next time and we'll do this again with different products and gear. Peace.